What's with this book now? Looks like any other good brown hardcover book bound. The type rarely took down in the libraries, destined for dust. Still people just can't quite put down or brush off, even though it's been labeled hateful, abused to validate racial subjugation and justify hatred. It just defies explanation how pages could be both burned and bashed, learned and loved, hated yet translated into every single tongue. If this was just some regular book, then how come? And even these divisions it causes offer proof as we find extreme reactions wherever there's truth. And why have we heard it quoted a billion times? Could it be more than just some brilliant lines? A simple tradition to keep men so engaged in the pages, but something beyond even the statements in the way the scribes from different tribes and different places at different times could all scribble lines that without collusion perfectly coincide and connect like pieces of a puzzle made from parables and prophecies, parallels and paradoxes that seem to unlock the mysteries as we watch the history unfold, just as it was foretold. The scrolls unroll to reveal words with that strong yet strange sense of all things real. Could it be made up? Well, actually, factually, scholars attest to the historical accuracy, but beyond science, even intuition attests to what the book confirms, and all of nature suggests that there is likely a force behind that must possess some kind of mind to design this earth with all complex life intertwined. But how could we travel through time to unravel the lines and discover the nature of the divine? Like, is he just and kind, compassionate, old-bearded and vengeful, indifferent, omnipotent? And if so, he must be some kind of sick old man, cause the world as we know is far from blissful. Now all this goes to say that most today believe in some kind of God, even hope and pray, but struggle with religion and faith. Don't dismay, where we're not destined to decease before we find the answer, though the question marks the spot we began to understand. See, all the questions inside man are like hands on the internal compass that guides us as we search for what could make our hearts satisfied. Blind leading blind in succession for success, but no one ever conquers the questions. It's the quest which only serves to further evidence the irrelevance of human skill and intelligence. But then find with introspection there's no bearing to define a direction toward truth to navigate the course, cause not inside or outside the questions point to a source. Like, is there more to life than sleep, struggle and strife? Just eat, hustle and fight, and maybe juggle a wife, kids and a job. Why are we here? Is there a God? If there were no answers, would it not be odd? Our lives would be nothing but a constant search for something we can't describe, but swear we must have lost at birth, cause on this earth we never feel quite home. Even in large crowds we can often feel alone in our own skin, trapped like slaves to behave in ways that betray our own will. It's strange, the inconsistencies, a mystery, how we often lament that we're not who we wish to be. Well, for those in this position, first off, you're not alone. Secondly, in this condition, something interesting is shown, the conscience. But why would it impose such laws that expose such flaws? There seems no just cause. Well, since our conscience is a part of our person, the mistake that many make is to ignore it in our searchings for happiness, which leaves many incomplete. But this is still just a first step to finding peace, cause it's not blind devotion to a code of laws, but a real relationship with the one true God. Pause.